Tremendous chus to join you tonight, all the way in Los Angeles. Good Yom Tov to everybody. Good Yom Tov, good Yom Tov. On this incredible day of the Chag HaGeula of the Frierdiker Rebbe, we stand poised in one of the most incredible moments in Jewish history. In the beginning of Bereshis, it says, V'ha'aretz ha'isasayhu v'avayhu, the earth was empty and void. V'chayshach al pnei sahaim, and there was darkness on the face of the deep. V'ruach Elokim merachefes al pnei hamayim, and the Spirit of Hashem hovered on the water. And it explains in Chassidus that Dafka at this time of Sayhu Vavayhu, Dafka at the time where there was emptiness, voidness, chaos, Dafka at that time, V'chayshach al pnei sahaim, when there was darkness on the face of the deep, Dafka at that time, V'ruach Elokim merachefes al pnei hamayim, the Spirit of Hashem, which was the creation of the neshama of Moshiach. At that moment of darkness and Sayhu Vavayhu, at that moment the neshama of Moshiach was created. We're living in very unique times. It's a time of emptiness. It's a time, it may seem like a time of emptiness. It may seem like a time of chaos. And first of all, there should be a refuah shalema to each and every single person who needs a refuah shalema. And everybody should be benched with arichas yamim v'shanim tovos. And suddenly, it seems like something very strange has happened. In all this time, with all this craziness, almost everybody you talk to doesn't know what's happening next. It's almost as if the Eibishter, b'chvaydei of atzmai, Hashem in all his glory, has taken the trouble to clear our calendars, getting us ready for the greatest moment that we've all been waiting for, the revelation of the coming of Moshiach. It's an incredible time. It's an unusual time. And we get one thing's for sure. We're going to look back on this time and we're going to ask ourselves, how did we use those last moments? Just before the time where the Eibishter takes all the shuls and batei knesios of the world and they fly to Yerushalayim, all of a sudden, your home, every single home, is being turned into a little miniature shul. It's a time where all of a sudden we're getting all that quality family time that we always wanted to get. It's a time where we're all of a sudden don't know what's going on next. Airports are empty. Everything is waiting. The whole world is waiting for the most incredible moment in history to occur. In Parshas Balak, which we read today, Shabbos Mincha, it's an incredible, incredible parsha. It's the parsha where a man, a magician, not a yid, is prophesying the nevuah of the coming of Mashiach. And he says, Arenu v'loyata, I see him, but not now. Asherenu v'loy karav, I perceive him, but it's not close. Now we're living in that time that is close. Now we're living in the time that is ata. Now we're living in the time that is karav. Darach keichav miyakov, a star shoots forth from Yaakov, become shevet mi Yisrael, and a rod rises up from Yisrael. And the Ramban says, Arenu v'lai ata, and darach keichav miyakov, this is referring to the coming of Mashiach. But the Talmud Yerushalmi, the Gemara Yerushalmi says, this refers to each and every yid. So the Rebbe asks the question, how are these two things together? And the Rebbe explains that every single yid has that spark in him, that spark of Mashiach, that inside him he is going to do everything he can to bring Mashiach closer. So we're here at this incredible moment, united from all over the world, getting ready for the most incredible event that's going to happen. At this time, we really, really daven for the end of the Magefa. A couple of weeks ago in the Parsha, we read just around Gimel Tammuz. We read, Vayoshav Aaron el Moshe. Aaron returned to Moshe. Each one of us needs to be like an Aaron. We need to be Ayev Shalom, Varedev Shalom, Ayev Sabrias and Makarvan Latera, loving peace and pursuing peace, loving all of Hashem's creations and bringing them close to Torah, like Aaron HaKohen. It says, Aaron returned to Moshe, a Pesach Ayel Mayed. He came to the Ayel. He came to Moshe Rabbeinu by the Ayel. V'hamagefa netzra. And the Magefa, the plague, stopped. We have in our times our address, our Ayel, our Moshe. And the Ibisha Zolbenchen, our tefillis, our bakashas, the requests that we send to the Rebbe to intercede on high should be pale, should have an effect that the Magefa, the plague, stops and the Moshiach should come right away. So how do we use this time now? How do we use this unique, incredible time that we're going to look back at one day and we're going to ask ourselves, what did we do at this time? And I just want to share a beautiful yichidus that my husband and myself were privileged to have with the Rebbe. We were expecting our first child, and we came in front of the Rebbe. And all of this takes longer to tell than it actually took to happen. But we came to the Rebbe and we told the Rebbe that we're waiting, we're waiting for good news at the end of Cheshvan. And I asked the Rebbe Bracha that this child and all of our children should be true chassidim of the Rebbe, should be healthy children, Be'ezus Hashem, and true chassidim of the Rebbe. And the Rebbe said, Chav Cheshvan? I said, yeah, approximately, the end of Cheshvan. And I was pretty scared speaking to the Rebbe, kind of stumbling over my words. And I remember that people were critical of the fact that, I was just a young woman, my early 20s, just, having the chutzpah to take the time with the Rebbe and talk to the Rebbe. But I would do it again. And then the Rebbe said, Iveis mistamas, Chav Cheshvan is a chassidische tag, yeah? Probably the Chav Cheshvan is a chassidische day, yeah? You should use until then and after then in a chassidische way. And Chassidus said, and when the Rebbe said you should use until then and after then in a chassidische way, I thought to myself, okay, so I'm going to use Chav Cheshvan in a chassidische way. I'm going to do farbrengens and I was starting to plan in my head all the things that I would do to make Chav Cheshvan into a chassidische day. And then the Rebbe said, until then and after then. So until then I was thinking, well, it's today's Zayin Tishrei. We could try and do that in a chassidische way. Surely if the Rebbe's giving you bracha, it's something we can do. And after then, wow, that's my whole life. And then the Rebbe continued, and the Rebbe said, when Chassidus sagt, dass a Yid darf sein freilach. A Yid has to be joyful. Freilach v'gashmias, physically joyful. You'll be freilach and will hear good to besuris. And I think about this very often. When the Rebbe is telling us to use our time in a chassidische way, what did the Rebbe tell us? Using our time until then and after then in a chassidische way, the Rebbe said one thing. The Rebbe just said to be freilach b'gashmias, to be physically joyful, to fill our homes with joy, to fill our lives with joy, to fill our waking moments with joy. And that is spending our time in a chassidische way. So there's the old joke told about that Mashiach announced in 30 days, Leah Navi announced in 30 days Mashiach is going to be coming. And the chassidim immediately began a farbrengen. And the joke comes, the joke goes that when Mashiach finally came, there was not a drop left. So he said, no, what's this? Nothing left? After all these years you've been waiting for me, there's not a single drop of mashke left? So the chassidim said, you should have come earlier. So here we are, in these last moments of Golus. And we have this incredible opportunity. We're going to look back and we're going to ask, did I fill my time in the most Chassidish way? Did I prepare for Mashiach in the best way that I possibly could? And the Rebbe is saying, Freilach begashmius, you'll be freilach and there'll be gute besuris. There'll be good news. So let's take our time now and let every moment of our day be permeated with such a freilichkeit, such a joy, that it will be recognizable, begashmius. It will have an effect not only on ourselves, not only on our families, but on all of our surroundings. And when we are there, if we would know how close Moshiach is, we would probably be dancing on the rooftops. So l'chaim, everybody. Looking forward to the incredible reunion that we're going to have, Be'ezras Hashem and Yerushalayim, very soon. We're going to be all gathered there. We're going to be saying the brachas together in the coming of Mashiach. We're going to be literally shiker mit freid, drunken with joy, and we'll be reunited there all together with the Rebbe, Bekarav Mamash. And they wish all benchen that each and every one of you should have good gesund, arichas yamim mishanim tevis, hatzlacha begashmius uveruchnius, and emes yidisha and chilish v'nachas, and good news in every single thing that you're waiting for. And the most important thing is we'll meet together with our beloved Rebbe very, very, very soon in Yerushalayim. L'chaim, l'chaim,